An F-150 here, P0420 P0430. I'm going to show you what to look for when you want to know whether or not these are going to be bad. Truck needs to be running smooth, shouldn't have any misfires. You want to make sure that it doesn't have any issues with like a fuel leak or leaking injector or anything. So what you're going to want to look for is fuel trim, and you can use the things you're going to look for here. You can see on any scanner, any generic scanner will have fuel trims shown, and you should be able to look at the oxygen sensors voltages. So here you see we got some taken out on bank 1, but we're generally around 0, no issues overall. So now we're going to jump back, and I'm going to go look at the oxygen sensors. We're going to look at the front and rears. What we're going to be looking for here is we're going to have, let's see. You can see here we have our lambda sensors, so we have a good air-fuel ratio, and this is our secondary O2 sensors voltage output. You can see they are relatively stable, and I'm going to put this in a graph, make this easier to see. So you should be looking for a relatively straight line on here. You don't want this to follow the up and down. If this was not a lambda sensor, if you're reading, like narrowband wise, this would be up and down like a heartbeat. On this one, we're just looking at this line to keep straight and our air-fuel ratio to be good. Now I'm going to put it in gear, and I'm going to load it up, add more fuel to the system, and you're going to see what a bad catalytic converter is going to look like. So as I put more load on the engine, the catalytic converter should heat up and operate more efficiently. But as you can see here, this heartbeat pattern, this is how the ECU determines if you have a bad catalytic converter or not. It should not follow up and down like this. It should be more of a straight line. Now it may not be perfectly straight. Sometimes we'll have a dip every once in a while, but it should not be this up and down. So it shouldn't heartbeat like this. I'm going to let off a little bit, and I'm going to be just under a light load. You can see how it's starting to straight out a little bit. There's not so much load on it. So depending on the driving conditions, this may look okay for a little while, and then driving conditions may change, and then you'll end up with your catalytic converter codes again. Add a little more load on the engine. You can see it's returning back to its heartbeat pattern. You can see the air-fuel ratios are relatively stable. We're not really having an issue there, but we're still having a heartbeat. So this shows that this truck at 222,000 miles needs new catalytic converters on both sides.